You know you've become a true fan when you find yourself Googling devs and ratting through their itch.io profile like you're madly swiping through an ex's Instagram page. But let's start where it all began. The stalking of devs, I mean, not the stalking of exes. I'm not ready to discuss the restraining order just yet. Pseudo Regalia is a 3D platformer designed for people who like tight movement and big goat asses, which, according to Steam reviews and YouTube videos, is everybody. The game has an overwhelmingly positive on Steam and is stupid cheap. It costs less than a hypothetical banana on Arrested Development. Aesthetically, it pulls from 5th gen consoles, which for normal people is N64 and PS1. Even to the point you can have a toggle for low-res scan lines and frame rate. Should I keep frame rate? The initial project was made for a Metroidvania game jam, and the final release was cleaned up and expanded, leading to about 6 hours of getting lost in a low-poly castle without a goddamn map. The levels naturally open up after finding new moves that expand your movement toolkit. Sometimes you'll hit a challenge and you'll have to decide whether you can't do it because you're an idiot or because you don't have the necessary move to glide through, which is how I feel during most social interactions. Chaining these moves together makes you feel like a badass as you gain the ability to get lost even faster than before. I don't recommend leaving big gaps of time between play sessions like I did because you're definitely going to forget what's up or what's forward for that matter. Adolf Ritzler, the dev, his next game can already be wishlisted, and you should totally go do that now. It's I wish I thought of that game. It's a 3D platformer roguelike where you cobble together your moveset and conquer generated levels on your own terms. It looks fucking awesome, and just look how delicious that movement already is. It looks as smooth as a laminated baby's bottom. But that's not even the game I'm really excited for, even though I can see myself dropping a ton of time into it. If you dip into his itch page, you can find a bunch of projects, and something which I'm very excited for, which is Blazing Dynamo. Playing the prototype of that for a few hours was some of the most casual fun I've had in a game for a while, which is saying a lot considering the game is one level and like a sandbox entirely made of placeholder assets. With that said, the robot's animations are polished to a disgustingly good level for a tech demo. Rids can poop winning character designs for breakfast, and I'm here with my bib tucked in, ready to eat shit. After you complete the tutorial, at least you know that there's a ton of moves that you probably won't figure out immediately. And I was like, I've been playing games all my life. I think I know. Oh my god, look at all this shit. Seriously, look at this list. Last time I was this intimidated, a dude on the street forced me into supporting Greenpeace for a year. The game has a larger scope than his other projects, so it's been parked for now while he works on those other ideas. The plan is to come back to it when he has a team and presumably the money and resources for it. I love what he's got so far, so I hope it happens, but also I know how artists are. We're fickle bitches, and as he said on his own Twitter, he might just release a 40 Punch-Out game or some shit in a week, and you'll just have to deal with it. Initially, when I conceived this video, I was going to pose that Adolf Ritzler, shit.
No, don't make that shit.
Initially, when I conceived this video, I was going to pose that Ritzler.
You can't help it.
Adolf Ritzler.
No.
Dude, no, he's probably a really nice guy. Look,
No,
he's.
stop it. Stop
We're
it.
friends. He said it was okay for me to call
No,
him.
you did it. Stop it. You can't.
You don't just leave a name like that lying there and not expect me to put a little Adolf on the beginning. Everybody likes a little Adolf. I was going to pose that Ritzler was the future king of 3D platforming, on the proviso that his next few games hit as hard as Pseudo Regalia did. He honestly has the raw talent to pull that off, I think. I feel like that's enough of a disclaimer to make that claim reasonable, but also I've decided that I'm not encyclopedic enough on the genre to have the authority to bestow that sort of title. Platformers are a genre everyone thinks they can have an opinion on because they grew up on Mario 64 and Spyro and shit, but coming in with those credentials is like walking into the UN with your cross-country running participation certificate and asking for a job. So I'll just leave this paragraph here in a non-committal sort of way, and if it turns out to be true, I'll totally claim it later. If anyone in the comments is obsessive about this genre, please school me. Hit me with a Schindler's List of 3D platformers to save. Would you look at that? It's another Nazi reference. Right? I was like, Rat Wife, she's gonna really appreciate some Nazi references tonight.
No.
She seems to be in a Nazi mood.
Nazi lady.
she's a Nazi lady.
I'm not.
The moral of this story.
Single.
No, the moral of the story is, I'm done with this video now. Goodbye.